Liverpool's defensive struggles, and I want coach to ponder this before I come to him as well, because 8 games into the season, 3 goals conceded. In the last couple of games, they've conceded about 8 goals.
Well, look, they've
in the last 3 games, yes, I believe.
They've how far back? I think Ibrahima Konate
got injured just before the Man City game, actually.
So clearly they've lost something defensively. And
he was having his best season ever in the Liverpool shirt.
So that's on one hand. Andy Robertson's weaknesses are becoming more and more glaring. You can tell that the yard of pace is gone. And so now he's become a target. We saw it last week. He got caught out, and then the foul, and then the red card. But the signs had been there. So I'm not too surprised at the fact that Liverpool are conceding. And at this point, Arne Slot has realized that his best defensive pair is Konate and Van Dijk. Clearly, if Konate is not on, Van Dijk will have a lot more to do. But I look at his the attacking side of his team, and that compensates. I think Liverpool have got a brilliant structure going forward. They will always find the goals. They will now have to figure out something, because last week's draw, somebody can argue, yes, they were down to 10 men, but it just highlights that when they do come up against teams that are structured and have a plan, and a team that knows what to do, it can give Liverpool headaches. So I think Arne Slot will have to think about it. But the defensive challenges are there. He has to find ways and means of masking that. What are his options? Jairo Quansah. We've seen Quansah has gone in and out of the team, because you can tell that, you know, he's struggling a bit to settle. Joe Gomez, clearly you cannot trust him for a run. So I think that Arne Slot will have to figure out what combination works well. I would go with Gomez and Van Dijk. But the challenge is that if you go with Gomez and Van Dijk on a day when you need somebody to substitute Trent Alexander-Arnold, Joe Gomez looks like a very good deputy for that role, especially on the defensive side, somebody to give you stability. So I don't know whether Slot would want to go with Quansah, but I would go more with Gomez and Virgil van Dijk in the middle, and then they figure the rest out. But it will be a very interesting tie at Spurs. We know what Spurs will do. We saw them play that crazy game against Manchester United in the League Cup. If there's anything Ange Postecoglou should be very concerned about, it's his goalkeeping department. I don't think Fraser Foster is really up to the standard, and he will
the main guy is
I get it. So he has to make a decision very quickly. He has to make a decision. The window is not open, but he has to figure out something, because Liverpool will breach Spurs. Will Foster be in a place to save Spurs on those multiple occasions? I don't think so.
Coach, what's your take on that? Liverpool conceding few goals to begin the season. The floodgates have just opened. Is it all down to injuries, you think, as well?
Yeah, of course. Because, you see, that is one department of the game that coaches, all things being equal, would not like to touch. The goalkeeper, the back line. Because they are the ones closest to your goal. The more they play together, the better the chemistry, the more solid, the better understanding, and they're able to repel the opposition very, very well. I think that when the French boy got injured, most people don't give him credit. Apart from Van Dijk's reading of the game and better anticipation, that boy is the main reason why Liverpool tend to play the high line as at when they play.
Can hold up the ball well.
He has pace to recover. Because when you have Arnold, especially from the right side, go the way he does, it is the young man who double up as a centre back and as a covering full back. So the moment you take him in and you bring in Gomez, yes, a good player, but his confidence level has always not been the right one.
He doesn't play enough games, so always,
and he's unable to stay focused throughout the games. When things are going well for him, then he thinks he's arrived, and then he loses focus, and then the team concedes. So I think that is the major problem, because, and then again, if you look at the way the games are coming thick and fast, this manager will have to find a way of rotating the team.
In fact, the Liverpool defense has been depleted. Trent is injured as well.
Exactly. So in addition to that, he needs to rotate the team.
Quansah comes in, Gomez goes to right back, most likely.
He needs to rotate the team in order to refreshen the boys. Because, look, it's been a very, very long season. From the Euros to the Copa America. These boys, they've not had proper rest. Pre-season, back, and then World Cup and more games have been added to the games that they already used to complain about. So he needs to believe in everybody. If you want to win the league, You cannot use just between 12 and 14, 16. Every registered player in that team will have to be maximum. You have to find a way of getting everybody to play a role. And I think that if he can do that, then because look, take it or leave it, the point has been cut down to only 2.
Yeah.
They have a game in hand. What is the guarantee that they're going to win that game? What you don't want to crop in is that if you look at how good a start the team got, the way people spoke about the team, nobody thought that their very good lead will be cut to 2 points with the game in hand. So if imagine somebody were to go past them and the narrative were to change, I am not sure that this Liverpool team under this manager will be able to handle a different narrative to the one they are used to handling. And that is what they need to avoid. And in order for them to avoid that, every player will have to be maximized. And against Spurs, I fancy Liverpool, because that Spurs coach, you listened to him speak yesterday. He told the people that, is it not nice for me to entertain you?
He says his style, it has more pros than cons.
Yes, he thinks that the best way is to take a 3-0 lead and throw it away. 2-0 lead, and he sees that as entertainment. But if he must be told, the next morning, Mr. Levy will be sacking him very quick.
Coach, I think he's just saying that's why they leave him alone. I don't think
No,
he's
but
happy,
at the end
because
of the day-
when you look at his face when the goals go in, you can see he's
And
angry.
He's
actually-
doing nothing. You see, the way I don't trust him. When your team go 3-0, 2-0, we've seen them throw away 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 3 times.
Too many times.
Oh,
Too
no,
many
no,
times.
it's a pattern.
When they do that, they play like a team that don't
care.
have nothing to protect.
Yep.
No,
At that level, when you take a lead, you protect it.
No, coach, you are right about it.
Yes.
But he's definitely angry because you see it on
Me,
his face.
I've
is he
noticed
doing
actually a
about it?
pattern where he takes the flak at the presser for his players, and then I think he goes
dishes it out.
probably.
You see, when you do that, we must see it reflect in
On
your
the pitch.
Of
tactics.
course, that
Fair
when
game,
you take
fair
a
game.
2-goal lead next time,
This is what
Same
they will
thing
say,
don't
okay,
repeat
now
themselves.
he's doing different things, but he keep repeating the same thing.